Happy N7 Day. Well, N7 Day was actually yesterday. I live in the UK, so it's now the 8th. Yeah, N7 Day happened yesterday. It was fun. I mean, everyone was, sharing their experiences with Mass Effect, and I was on my Facebook, and everyone was just sharing, Happy N7 Day and all that. And yeah, it was mostly positive. And there's a reason why I said mostly. If you looked at my other video, then you would know why I said mostly. Yeah, but yeah, it was great, and I just thought that since N7 Day happened, I was planning to release a video talking about how I got into Mass Effect, what I liked, what I hated about the trilogy, what I'm looking forward to with Andromeda. I think I'm pronouncing it right, Andromeda. I think yeah, I think I pronounced it right. And yeah, I was supposed to do that on the 7th, but life happened. So yeah, it's one of those. I was really planning to release this video on the 7th, but yeah, I couldn't do that. So I wanted to talk. I don't know. I just want to throw out in the ether about my experience with Mass Effect, and I have to say, it's one of the best sci-fi trilogies out there. People say it was rival Star Wars, and I have to agree. It was wonderful. It was such a privilege. It was so cool to be part of that experience. Even though it did get a little sour, it did get sour in the end, in the Mass Effect 3 thing. But I'll get to that later. Okay, so where do I start? How did I get into Mass Effect? I got into Mass Effect very, very late. Mass Effect, when was this? This was when I got into Mass Effect when Mass Effect 2 was already out, but they were not pushing, but they were talking about this. What was this DLC? Arrival? I think it was called not Harbinger, but you have to go to the Batarian space, and you have to and you find that the Reapers will be there, in how many days, and you have to stop it, and you wind up, blowing up Batarian space. Spoiler alert. And that was the time when I got into Mass Effect, when I jumped into Mass Effect 1. I didn't even know Mass Effect actually existed, to be honest. Back then, I was watching a YouTuber that I like. And he was talking about Mass Effect, about it's a game, not game changer, but it's a really cool game. You can make choices and all that. And the last game that I played that you could make your own choices, all that. You could create whatever character you want. That game was Dragon Age. That was the first game that I absolutely loved. That game, even though the gameplay wasn't really to my taste. But the whole thing of you get to choose, your decisions affect the game. That was the first game that I ever played and I instantly fell in love with it. When I first found that it was a sci-fi version of that, I was like, yeah, cool. Actually, no. Actually, no, I lied. No, I lied. The first game that was that affected the way the game played. Yeah, you know what I mean. That whatever choices I make affect the game. The first game I played was Star Wars: the Knights of the Old Republic. Not only one of the best Star Wars game out there, but one of the best games out there. I would even say of all time. Yeah, that was one of them. When I found out that the same studio made a sci-fi game where every decision you make changes the outcome of the game, I was like, hell yeah, I might as well play it. And I looked at YouTubers' opinions about that. It was overwhelmingly positive. People loved it. And so yeah, I'm like, yeah, sure. I got a PC. I might as well get the game. It's good enough to run the game. So I got the game, and I put the CD in. Whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. I placed the CD in, installed it. in the main menu, and that's where you could customize your character. And I'm trying to remember how long I spent ages in that character creation. Try to make him look like me. Black skinned. Try to pick out his backstory. I picked war hero. Generic war hero. I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me just pick that. And I think I picked. Oh, what did I pick? Is it Sentinel? I think that's a class, Sentinel, where you're an engineer and a biotic. So I picked them, and I played the game. And I played the game. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I'm having fun. The gameplay was, it was really clunky's not the clunk. It's clunk. It's just. It's off. It just felt off. But the thing that drew me in was the world itself. Was how atmospheric it was, how big it was, and the dialogue. Not the dialogue trees, but the dialogue wheel. I think they have a wheel. Yeah, the dialogue wheel. And I loved how it didn't. When you got introduced, I love how it didn't. Explain everything. They did explain, but in the right pace, which I loved. And what I also loved was when I'm done with the character creation, I went to the game. And the opening cinematic where, the Normandy went past. And then my character, anyone who plays Mass Effect 1, when your character walks through the hull of the ship, and then the first time when he, that epic music, and the camera pans up and he sees your character's face, and it was well done. Because I was like, well, because when you not animate, but when you customize your character's face, because it's a straight face, you don't see him talking, you don't see him like reacting to some stuff. So when the game, the cinematic happened and shows your character showing expression, I was really impressed. I was like, all right, this is really cool. This is really awesome. And then you can make dialogue trees. And I was talking to Captain Anderson about Eden Prime. And like I said, they break down information in a good pace, but without like holding your hand every time. So after that, the one character that made me love the Turians when I first saw his design was Nihilus. Was it Nihilus? I keep forgetting. Is it Nihilus? Wait, let me just. It's driving me crazy now. Is it Nihilus? I guess it's Nihilus. You guys know. I think I pronounced it wrong, but you guys know who I mean. When you first meet the Turian, when he just comes in, he's like, I'm assessing you to see if you're worthy enough to be a Spectre. So it's like, when I saw his design, I was like, I want him on my team. He looks awesome. He looks cool. And the dialogue, she's really good as well. This is the dialogue, not tree, sorry. The dialogue wheel in Mass Effect 1, the way they used it was much more effective than Mass Effect 3. Because Mass Effect 3, your Shepard talks on his own most of the time, where in Mass Effect 1, most of the time, at every end of the NPC that you're talking to, the dialogue will appear. So you are in charge of the conversation most of the time. Whereas Mass Effect 3, Shepard talks on his own. I get why they did it. They want to flush out his humanity, but that was what really missing for me in Mass Effect 3. And then Mass Effect 1, play the game. You get to meet Ashley and Caden. It was just, yeah, I was right. I thought I pronounced his name wrong. Yeah, Caden. Yeah, it was, and then trying to find out what that mysterious ship was when you were in Eden Prime, and then Saren killing Nihilus, and it was just like, wait, what? And that wasn't what actually, made me invest in the game. I liked the game. I really did at that point, but that wasn't the thing that really engrossed me in the game. It wasn't the thing that made me, all right, this game is special. The thing, fast forward, in Mass Effect 1, when you meet Rex, blah, blah, blah. the two things happened in that game that made me feel, all right, this game is special. This game makes me, I'm in this world. I want to continue playing. Was when you become a Spectre for the first time. I'm pretty sure if anyone who plays Mass Effect will know what I'm talking about. When you go into that hall where the council is, and then you give the evidence saying, hey, yeah, Saren's corrupt and blah blah blah. And and then when because I picked the option when I argued with the Turian counselor because he's being a dick. He's like, look, it's a Turian that betrayed you. He's a human that ratted him out. I earned this and blah blah blah. And that was really cool. And then when this Asari counselor said, Commander Shepard, step forward, that's where the game picked up for me, because the music that they used, the look that Shepard gave to Anderson, and Anderson gave that nod, and you walked up, and the epic music comes up, and you were in the zone. And then when they start, putting you into the Spectres, and they start saying, this is what a Spectre is, the last line of defense, blah, blah, blah. That moment was so epic. That was when I was in, holy shit, this game. But there's a second thing. The second thing that made me that fully encapsulated me to this game. Like the Spectre induction did it. I mean, that was the first part, but the last part that really put the cherry on top of the cake was when you took over the Normandy. And Joker, he told you you have to give some sort of speech, and you could, and the dialogue wheel came up, and then you could choose what kind of speech you want to go for. It's not like you just click on one dialogue wheel and then the speech plays onto that. Like, for example, if you pick the Paragon one, then the whole speech is Paragon, and if you pick the Renegade one, the whole speech is Renegade. Like, at the end of each sentence, you choose the dialogue wheel. Like, you choose Paragon, and then when you finish one sentence or two sentences, and then the next one, then you picked Renegade and stuff like that. That moment when you make that speech, I put mostly Paragon and Renegade. But when that speech happened, and when you start giving that speech where humanity must work together with other races, and it shows like Garrus, Ashley, and Rex were in that space. You know what I'm talking about, we played it. And they were looking up, hearing Shepard's giving you over that speech. And dude, that moment, that game was I'm like, okay, this game is special. This game is special. I'm in love with this game now. And that's where I continued playing. And it was so well done. Even though I didn't like the gameplay much, but the world, the choices you get to make, and the side quests. This, for me, in my opinion, the side quest in Mass Effect 1 wasn't a chore. I loved it. I'm trying to think which one I liked. I done Conrad Werner, but there was a glitch, and I didn't pass the line for 2, so that was really disappointing. I'm trying to remember which. I think the one with Garrus. Yes. Oh, yes, I remember Garrus. Yes, I wanted to talk about Garrus. He's also the one that encapsulated me to this game. When Garrus just showed up, I'm like, holy shit, a race that's like Nihilus. I'm taking it along. Well, he's like, hey, I want to join your crew. I'm like, yeah, dude, you look cool. Your character design is cool. You have the visor on and crap. You look awesome. You have the blue tattoos. Your color scheme is awesome. Yeah, come on in. And then when you do that quest with Garrus, when you're trying to find out that guy, I forgot his name, but he was Harford in Organs. He was a Solarian. And in one of those quests, in that quest line, I chose not to kill him. And Shepard made this great speech to Garrus, and it was really cool. And then it was like, for the life of me, I forgot what he said, but while it was one of those times where I liked where your decision not only affects the world, but also affects the the characters around you. For every decision you make, especially with the characters' quests, it defines them at the end of the game. Because what I did with Garrus is that, because the three, if I remember right, there's 3 paths with Garrus. One, at the end, he says he wants to stay with C-Sec, not to do the Spectre thing. The other one is when he leaves C-Sec and tries to be a Spectre, sign up for the Spectres. And there was one more, I forgot. Yeah, there was one more. It was in between. He realizes why restraints are necessary, and then he picked. And then with me, I made I chose in between. So basically, Garrus was like, "All right, I'll stay with C-Sec. I realize why restraint is good, but then I'll also sign up to join the Spectres." That was what Garrus in my playthrough chose at the end, because I didn't choose Paragon all the way. I didn't choose Renegade all the way. I chose in the middle, and I think that's really great. Yeah, so we're on characters. What also made me love this game is the characters. Like I mentioned, Garrus, Rex. What's so cool about Rex is that we also found what's awesome with this game is that if you pick certain characters to go with you on certain missions, sometimes it plays out differently. If you guys remember, what's his name? Fist? Is that his name? Fist? I forgot his name, but I took Garrus and Rex with me. And then Rex just took out a gun and completely blows him away. And you're just like, wait, what? But if you replace it with another character, it doesn't happen. I mean, you choose if you want to kill him, but it was the first time I saw like a character does something, your squad mate or your follower does something on his own accord. Like Rex, he just took a gun and just took out Fist. And it was really special. And one of those, and it was one of those times when he blows away Fist, when Rex shoots Fist, and then, when he was explaining where Tali was, the dialogue was, I laughed at the dialogue. So if I remember right, Fist was saying along the lines of, I don't know where she is, but I know where you could find her, or something along those lines. I was like, wait, that makes up. Wait, what? It was hilarious when that happened. And then Tali came. I have to be honest, I was bored by Tali. Tali was not. He was. He was. Tali. She was. Tali was. Yeah, she was. Oh no, she was. Yeah, she was meh. I mean, I didn't hate her, but I didn't love her. I didn't bring her much on any missions. I thought she was just there. I mean, she was sweet, but it was just meh. Man. And then Ashley was cool. I romanced her in that game. I still loved it. Kanan was I keep calling him Kanan. Well, I'm thinking of Star Wars. That Star Wars show. The Rebels. Kanan. Yeah, Kanan was cool. Oh, I'm trying to list out all the characters. Rex. Oh yeah, Liara. She was fine. I think the thing that made me what drew me into Liara is that she explained, like, she was the character that explained the mythos of Mass Effect. Like, she's like the Reapers. Like, she's like, yeah, but the Protheans, it doesn't make sense. The Protheans were this and that, and they just disappeared. And then Shepard starts going, hey, it's a Reaper. She's like, hey, wait, what? So it's like, she explains to you the history of this Mass Effect universe. So that also really intrigued me about Liara, and I loved Liara in that one. And who else? Who was my squad mate? Rex, Rex. Oh shit, my mind's blanking. Garrus, Ashley, Caden, Liara. I'm trying to remember. Is that it? I'm honestly trying. I don't. I don't want to like. I don't want. I don't want to. Let me just make sure. It's been a while since I played that game. It's been a while since I played Mass Effect. I played Mass Effect multiplayer yesterday, but companion or squad, whatever you call them. That's Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 1. Rex, Ashley, Garrus, Liara, Tali, Kaden. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. I was right. So there were there was the only companions. Kaden, I let Ashley live and I let Kaden die because, look, let's be honest. We wanted to romance Ashley. That's why she's alive, and she's a cool character. But let's be honest. I mean, come on now. And Sovereign was really good. The dialogue with Sovereign when you first go into that. I'm fast forwarding too much, but I have to say this: that dialogue you had, the conversation we had with Sovereign was so interesting. I love the dialogue of Sovereign where he's like, you live because we allowed it, and you will end because we demand it. And I was like, holy crap, that was so cool. Sovereign was really frightening in that game. He was really cool. The Geth were scary in that game as well. There were some parts in that Mass Effect game where it felt like a horror game with the Geth. The Geth were effing scary. And I'm trying to remember what characters that you... Oh yeah, and also, what was his name? That's Solarian. That's Solarian. You know, you guys don't want to talk. Basically, you know when you go to that, not Vermeer. Is it Vermeer? Where you have to plant a bomb. It's not Vermeer. It's not. Maybe, I don't think it's Vermeer, but you talk to, what's that character's name? You know, the hold the line guy? I mean, yeah, Captain Kirihee. Yeah, he was awesome. Before Captain Kirihee showed up, I thought all Solarians were just meh. I'm like, they're not interesting. I mean, I did not care. But when Captain Kirihee came on and he started saying, hold the line, I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. I know when he starts making a speech with like, we will hold the line, and then thunder, the thunder effect happened in the background when he's making a speech. I was like, okay, this guy's cool. I have to find a way to let him live. Oh yeah, same as Rex. It's the first time you had because that was one of the point of the game where you could decide to kill Rex or not. Luckily, I'd done his side quest where you find his family's armor, and I didn't want Rex to die. I'm like, yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy, and then you convince Rex if he wants to go back and help the Krogan and stuff like that. Yeah, the conversation with Saren. Saren's a good villain. I love Saren. He was a really good villain. I loved Saren. I loved how at the end of the game you get to talk with him, and then it depends on what dialogue option you chose. Because if you pick the right dialogue, he chooses to kill himself. He's like, "Look, you're being controlled," and then he's like, "Oh yes, I am being controlled," and then he shoots himself. And that was. I felt sorry for Saren. I really did. Even though he was a dick. Because I remember reading the book. What was it? It was a novel. Mass Effect. It was with Anderson when he was young and he had to work with Saren. It was hilarious. Where people were saying that he respected, but then something happened. But then, I don't want to spoil it. But if you're a Mass Effect fan and if you haven't read the novels, read it. It's really good. Except for that new one. What was it? It wasn't, was it Deception? Mass Effect. Is it Deception? That terrible one. Is it that? No, not Deception. What am I talking about? That's not it. That's a good one of the good ones. You guys know what I'm talking about. Mass Effect novels. Books. Is it Revelation? No, that's not it. Revelation was the good one. It was a terrible one. I can't seem to find it. Wait, oh, here it. I'm just looking at it now. Those are novels. What the hell? Oh yeah, Drew Karpyshyn. I love him. He's a good. I love the writer. The guy who done Mass Effect 1 and 2, and he done the books. I can't seem to find it, guys. I really can't seem. It was that terrible one, that latest one. Okay, books. Yeah, it was Deception. There was Revelation, Ascension, Retribution, Deception. Should be Deception, right? Or is it Redemption? There's so many shit. Wait, no, that's a comic. It is Deception, isn't it? I'm sorry. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't find out. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, then again, yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's Deception. I was right. Yeah, the terrible one. That was a bad book. Yeah, a lot of people hate. Yeah, a lot of people hate that book. But all the other novels, yeah, I recommend you getting them. They're really, really good. And what was it? Yeah, at the ending, and then you get to choose if Saren dies or lives, and then the Normandy finally, and then you kill Saren, and Normandy blows up. Sovereign. I chose to save the council because I knew then, because when I first heard that you could transfer your saves over to the next game, I'm like, nope, I'm going to save the council because I know people would hate the humans if I let the council die. So I saved them, and I thought that they were gonna help me in the next game. Well, I was wrong about that, but I'll get into that in the other video. Yeah, Mass Effect 1, I was done with that. Loved the game. I became a huge fan of it. And then I played the DLC where it was a Batarian. I forgot his name now, but it was a Batarian where they're launching a comet onto this planet. And I chose to let the scientist die. Because I was like, it was really rough. Because I had two saves. Let the scientist die or let him live. Or let them live and the Batarian guy escapes. And then at the end, I just, looking at both options, I decided to let the scientist die so the Batarians won't do I forgot the guy's name, but they won't do that again. So, but the thing is, I made him die slowly. So I shot him, and I shot him, and he was just like painfully dead. I'm like, no, I'm going to kill you. And I killed him. And and I feel sorry for the people who let him die slowly because of what happened in Mass Effect 3, but I will go into that in another video. Holy crap! If I've been talking for that long, yeah, it's 20. Yeah, it's 20. I always said that time. Yeah, and then the next video I'll discuss about Mass Effect 2 and what I loved about Mass Effect 2 and what I hate about Mass Effect 2. I don't think I hated Mass Effect 2, but I will say this: Mass Effect 2, even though it was limited, Mass Effect 2 has to be, in my opinion, it's one of the top games of all time, in my opinion. That game was so good, and I'll talk my experience about it on the next video. Next video.